You didn't click this by accident. Something led you here, something you can't name. But you can feel this video finds you. It's not random. There are moments in life when you no longer know where you are going. Everything on the surface still looks the same. The same house, the same faces, the same daily rhythm. But deep inside, something has shifted. Something feels wrong. The conversations that once excited you now feel hollow. The goals that once lit your fire now barely spark a thought. You wake up, but you don't feel awake. You move through your day, but you don't feel alive. And then, on a seemingly ordinary day, something unexpected happens. You stumble upon a message, a quote, a book, or a video like this. And for reasons you can't explain, it makes your heart tremble. It feels like it arrived right on time, as if life itself whispered, "I haven't forgotten you." I've lived long enough to know. These moments aren't coincidences. They're wake-up calls. They appear when your soul has been whispering too long, when the noise of the world has buried your purpose under endless obligations. You tell yourself you're just busy. That tired is normal. That this is just life. But deep down, that's a lie, because what you're really feeling is the slow fading of your purpose. And that's the unspoken fear, the one that gnaws at you in quiet moments. What if I've already missed my chance? What if the best of me is behind me? What if all that's left are responsibilities, not dreams? That's the moment most people give up. Not because they're weak, but because they forget how to listen. They forget the sound of their own potential. You start to wonder when the fire went out. Was it when you stopped taking risks? When comfort became your cage? Life stopped being creation and turned into maintenance. The spark that once defined you got buried under survival. And while the world applauds your stability, a quiet part of you feels betrayed. Because deep inside, you were never meant to just exist. You were meant to awaken, to rebuild, to remember who you are. So if you're hearing this right now, it's not by chance. This message didn't find you. You found it. Because some part of you has been reaching out for this exact reminder. It's not too late. You're not behind. You're not done. You're simply paused, waiting for the moment your courage returns. Because sometimes life waits until you're quiet enough to hear it say, you still have time, you still have purpose, you still have power. So take a breath, let that truth settle in your chest. Because what you're feeling right now, that tremor in your heart, isn't fear, it's readiness. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment life stops waiting and you start living again. Have you ever felt it? That invisible weight pressing down on your shoulders. Heavy, unseen, yet constant, and maybe it's about to show you something you've been ignoring. Maybe this message found you for a reason. Maybe it's time to see what you've been hiding from yourself. It's not one thing, it's everything. The bills, the responsibilities, the endless obligations that never stop. The people you care for, the expectations you must meet, the decisions you keep postponing. And somewhere in the middle of it all, you've lost yourself. You carry it silently. No one sees it. No one asks about it. And yet, the weight never leaves. It grows heavier with every yes you say to everyone else, and every no you whisper to yourself. Somewhere along the way, you chose urgent over important, comfort over courage, and the small voice inside you silenced. But how long can you keep prioritizing everything except yourself? It's the quiet realization that the dreams you once chased, they're still there, but buried, postponed, pushed aside for someday. And most people never notice how someday quietly turns into never. And yet, that weight doesn't exist to break you, it exists to force the question. How much longer are you willing to drift? Are you ready to stop drifting? Now, it's subtle. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It's the unseen burden of postponed dreams, of lost focus, of silent regret. And most people carry it blindly, accepting it as normal life. But here's a secret almost nobody realizes. The key to freeing yourself isn't what you think. It's not about adding more time. It's not about doing more. It's about seeing clearly what you've been carrying, naming it, and taking the first courageous step to lift even a fraction of it. Once you do, everything changes. Because in action lies freedom, in discipline, lies clarity. In focus lies the life you've been searching for, hidden beneath the invisible weight, waiting for you to claim it. So pause, take a breath, feel the weight, acknowledge it, see it for what it is, and decide today you will no longer let it define your life until you see it, until you name it. Until then, it drags silently behind you. But once you confront it, once you stand beneath it and choose action, you begin to lift yourself, step by step, choice by choice. And here's the truth. The weight is invisible, but your potential isn't every small step toward reclaiming your focus. Very decision to act despite fear pulls back the chains, uncovers the dreams. You were meant to lift, to move, to awaken. And this moment, this exact moment, might just be the one that changes everything. Have you ever noticed how life gets your attention right when you can't ignore it any longer? And maybe this is the moment life has been trying to reach you. A sudden pause in your day, a chance encounter, a message, a memory, something that stops you in your tracks. And you wonder, why now? Why me? Why this? Maybe it's a friend reaching out after years of silence. Maybe it's a book that falls off the shelf. Maybe it's a quiet thought that pierces your mind. You've been asleep too long. These moments aren't accidents. They are life's way of shaking you awake. And most people, they ignore it. They scroll past. They say, later. They tell themselves it's coincidence, but deep down, a part of you knows it isn't. The universe, fate, life itself, it waits for the exact moment your heart is ready to listen. Think about it. How many times has life tried to reach you and you didn't notice? Every missed sign is a lost opportunity. Every ignored call, a delay in your own awakening. But you're listening now. And that changes everything. These moments appear softly, almost imperceptibly, yet they carry the power to change everything if you pay attention. Life doesn't yell. It doesn't force your hand. It nudges, it whispers, it waits. And if you miss it, you continue drifting. And yet here you are, right now, listening, feeling, aware, perhaps for the first time in a long while, that maybe, just maybe, this is your wake-up call. Life has a funny way of showing up when the timing is right. It doesn't need to announce itself. It simply arrives, quietly, persistently, exactly when you're ready. Until then, you might ignore it. Until then, it will wait. Most people wait for change to arrive on its own. They wait for circumstances, motivation, luck. But the truth is, life only moves when you do. The signs, the nudges, the subtle awakenings. They are invitations, not guarantees. And most people never realize how close they are to change. Feel it, the pull, the tremor in your chest. The little whisper saying, this is your chance. Don't let it slip. Notice it. Pay attention, respond. This is where your story begins to pivot. And if you act now, you'll never look at life the same way again. The moment you stop drifting, stop waiting, and ignite your own life, everything changes. The clarity, the focus, the momentum, it all begins here. Life doesn't need to push hard. It only needs you to finally notice. And when you do, when you answer the call, embrace the signs, and act with courage, you'll realize that everything you've been searching for, purpose, energy, freedom, was waiting quietly, ready for you to reclaim it. Because the truth is simple. Life doesn't demand your attention loudly. It waits until you are ready. In this moment, have you ever stood in front of a mirror and felt uneasy, as if life itself was asking you a question? And maybe this mirror appeared for you today, not by accident. It's not the reflection that unsettles you. It's the life behind the eyes you see staring back, the missed opportunities, the promises you made to yourself and quietly forgot, the dreams that once burned bright, now gathering dust in the corners of your mind. And in that instant, a quiet fear rises. Is this all I am? Is this all I'll ever be? The mirror doesn't lie. It shows the truth you often avoid. It shows the weight of the invisible burdens you carry, the dreams you postponed, the signs you ignored, the life you've been drifting through, waiting for a spark that never came. And most people, they look away. They distract themselves. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes months. Someday slowly turns into never. But you're listening now. You've felt the pull. You've sensed the signs. And that's why this moment exists. Because the mirror isn't here to punish you. It's here to awaken you, to remind you that the life you've been waiting for is still within reach. All it asks is that you see it, acknowledge it, decide to act. Ask yourself, what if you stopped ignoring the warnings? What if you acted on the dreams you buried? What if you lifted the invisible weight that's held you back for so long? The truth is, the mirror reflects not only what is, but what could be. It reflects the potential still alive within you, waiting for recognition. And most people never realize the power in this reflection. But you might. The mirror doesn't change your life. You do your courage, your action. Take a breath, acknowledge it, one step forward, and with that step, the weight begins to shift. The dreams you thought were lost begin to stir. The spark you thought extinguished starts to glow. You don't need to wait for circumstances, luck, or motivation to strike. You don't need to wait for someone else to notice you. The mirror exists to show you the truth, that everything you've been searching for, everything you've been postponing, everything you've feared pursuing, is still within your reach. So look again, see the reflection clearly, see the potential, see the life you've been postponing, waiting for you to step into it. And maybe, just maybe, this is the moment you stop looking away, the moment you stop settling, the moment you stop letting fear dictate your story. Because the mirror is not your enemy, it is a guide, a challenge, a reflection of who you could be if only you choose to act. Have you ever wondered why the hardest step is always the first one? The first step forward, the first moment when you decide not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, and maybe. This is the moment the universe has been waiting for you to take it. It's terrifying, isn't it? To leave the comfort of routine, to step away from the familiar, even when the familiar quietly suffocates you, to embrace uncertainty, risk, and change. And yet, this is the moment that defines everything. Because the first step is not about moving mountains. It's about moving yourself. It's about reclaiming control. It's about choosing action over hesitation, courage over fear, momentum over stagnation. Hey, you felt that pull, that quiet voice deep inside whispering, you were meant for more. Start now. Don't wait any longer. Most people wait. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for clarity. But clarity doesn't arrive. Motivation fades. The perfect moment never exists. And that's why you start here, in this moment, with whatever you have. With whatever small step you can take. It could be writing one line, one phone call, standing up, taking a breath zone, small step forward, but powerful. And as you take that first step, something shifts, the invisible weight begins to lift. The fear begins to loosen its grip. The spark you thought was lost begins to glow again. Ask yourself, what would happen if you finally decided today? If you stopped delaying? If you stopped letting fear dictate your pace? It's not magic, it's not luck, it's action. And action breeds momentum. Momentum fuels confidence, confidence sparks courage. And courage creates transformation. You don't need to see the entire staircase. You don't need to know the end before you start. All you need is the willingness to move, to begin, to take that first step, because once you move, everything else aligns. The first step forward is not just movement. It's a declaration, a statement to yourself and the world. I will not wait any longer. I will act. I will rise. I will become who I am meant to be. And here's the quiet truth. Every great journey, every transformation, every success begins with this step, not the 10th, not the 100th, the first. So take it, whatever it is, no matter how small, because this step is your bridge from who you were to who you are becoming. And as you take it, you'll realize something remarkable. The path was always there. It only required your courage to begin. Have you ever noticed how the first step is the hardest, but the second, the third, the fourth become easier, almost effortless? Once you've begun, momentum, it's invisible. It's subtle, yet it's the force that transforms small actions into extraordinary outcomes. And maybe this is the moment the universe has been waiting for you to feel it, to sense it, to start harnessing it. Momentum isn't magic. It isn't luck. It isn't something reserved for a few special people. Momentum is earned. It grows from consistency, from daily repeated action, from choosing discipline when your energy is low, when your doubts are high, when your mind whispers, maybe later. Have you felt that internal struggle? The tug of war between what you know you should do and the temptation to stay comfortable, to wait, to delay. That struggle is where most people fail. They take one step, maybe two, and then stop. They let inertia win. They settle. But you're not here to settle. You're here to act, to keep moving, to create a chain reaction in your life. Every action matters. Every task, every promise to yourself, every day you choose discipline over distraction, because momentum compounds. It's like rolling a stone down a hill. The first push takes effort. It's heavy, it's slow, but as the stone moves, it picks up speed. What started small becomes unstoppable. What started timid grows bold. What started hidden becomes undeniable. And if you keep pushing, there's no limit to how far you can go. Ask yourself, what could happen if you never stopped? If every small action became a building block, if every day, no matter how tired or unsure, you added just one more push. Momentum doesn't just create progress, it creates confidence, clarity, proof that you can achieve more than you ever believed possible. And once you harness it, you'll discover results you never thought possible. It doesn't require giant leaps. It doesn't require perfect conditions. It requires one thing: movement, one step, one habit, one repetition. Do it again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Because once momentum is in motion, you won't just reach your goals, you'll exceed them. You'll redefine what's possible. You'll become a force in your own life, unstoppable, undeniable, relentless. So start now, keep moving, build the habit, stack the actions, multiply the victories, and as you move forward, notice something remarkable. The path was always there. It only required your courage to begin. Have you ever asked yourself why some people achieve everything they set out to do, while others drift through life full of potential but never fulfilled? The difference is not luck, it's not talent, it's discipline, and maybe this is the moment the universe has been waiting for you to understand it. And maybe this is the moment life is asking you to step into your own power. Discipline is the invisible force that turns dreams into reality. It's the quiet strength that pushes you to act when motivation fades. It's the anchor that keeps you steady when distractions try to pull you off course. Most people think discipline is about harsh rules, rigid schedules, or sacrificing joy. But real discipline is freedom. It's the freedom to choose your actions, day after day, no matter how you feel. It's the freedom to create your life rather than react to it. Have you felt that tug of war, the battle between comfort and growth, between what you want and what you know you should do? That battle is where discipline is born. Every time you act instead of procrastinating, every time you push through resistance, every time you honor your commitments, every small victory strengthens the muscle of discipline. Discipline compounds. Momentum grows. One day becomes a week. One week becomes a month. One month shapes a life. Ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped negotiating with yourself? What if you refused to let excuses dictate your actions? What if you chose to honor your goals? Even on the days when it's hard, even when you feel tired, distracted, or overwhelmed. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about returning to your path every single time you stumble. It's about building rituals that keep you aligned with your purpose. It's about doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. And here's the secret few people understand. Discipline is the bridge between intention and results. It transforms dreams into habits, habits into routines, routines into achievements, and achievements into the life you've always imagined. So start today, create your rituals. Honor your commitments, push yourself when it's uncomfortable. Stay consistent when it's inconvenient. Because every small act of discipline compounds into extraordinary results. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be motivated every single day. You just need to start. You just need to persist. You just need to act again and again. And when you master it, everything you've ever wanted becomes possible. You are no longer at the mercy of life's chaos. You are the architect of your own destiny. You are unstoppable. You are unwavering. You are disciplined. Have you ever noticed how your mind is constantly pulled in 100 directions at once? Emails, notifications, meetings, responsibilities. The endless swirl of demands, each one screaming for your attention. And maybe this is the moment the universe has been waiting for you to reclaim your focus. Maybe this is the moment life is asking, where will you put your energy before it slips away? Focus, it's the invisible force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who drift through life. Focus is not just about working harder. It's about working on what matters most. It's about cutting through the noise, turning down the distractions that silently steal your time, energy, and clarity. Have you felt it? The frustration of knowing what you want, but never fully committing to it. The gnawing sense that life is passing by while your attention is fragmented. That is the signal. The tug. The internal alarm whispering. It's time to focus. It's time to prioritize. It's time to act with precision. Focus is not found in chaos. It's created. It's cultivated. It's honed day after day with intention, discipline, and courage. Ask yourself, what is my most important goal today? What single action moves me forward? And which distractions can I remove immediately, ruthlessly? Every distraction removed is energy regained. Every minute reclaimed is a victory. Every focused effort compounds, and the results will amaze you. Think of focus like a magnifying glass. A single beam of light is harmless, but concentrated, it burns, it transforms. This is how extraordinary achievements are built, not by doing more, not by running faster, but by directing your energy with unwavering precision, by saying no to the small things that steal time, by saying yes to the few things that define your life. And here's the secret most people ignore. Focus is not just a skill, it's a state of being, a mindset. A decision made thousands of times each day, consciously or unconsciously. Start today, create a sacred window of time where nothing distracts you, turn off notifications, eliminate interruptions, protect your mental space. Because once you master focus, you'll notice something extraordinary. Your actions become sharper. Your results multiply. Your energy no longer dissipates. The path to your goals, once unclear and chaotic, becomes visible. Every great achievement begins with attention. Every breakthrough begins with clarity. Every dream becomes possible when you remove the noise and harness the power of focus. Have you ever found yourself putting off what you know you should do? The work you've been avoiding, the call you keep postponing, the dream that's been sitting quietly, waiting for your attention. And maybe this is the moment the universe has been waiting for you. Maybe this is the moment life is asking, why are you waiting? When every second counts. Procrastination. It's not laziness. It's fear. Fear dressed as comfort. Fear dressed as ladder. Fear disguised as distraction. We tell ourselves, tomorrow, next week, someday. Somewhere along the way, tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes a month. A month becomes a year. And your dreams quietly fade into the background of your life. The truth is, beginning is simple, but not easy. It requires courage. It requires breaking the rhythm of avoidance. It requires stepping into discomfort and saying, I will no longer be held back by hesitation. Have you noticed how even the smallest task feels enormous when you delay it? Yet, the moment you take that first step, that first word, that first call, that first line, something shifts. Momentum begins. So when energy rises, when fear diminishes, and once you move, the path forward becomes clear. Procrastination grows stronger when you wait. It whispers, "You'll do it later. You're not ready. It's too hard." The only way to silence it is to begin. Now, not tomorrow, not later. Now start small one step. One word, one phone call. Do it imperfectly, hesitantly, if you must, afraid if you must. Beginning is the antidote to delay. And here's the secret. Most people never realize action is its own reward. The moment you move, clarity arrives. Confidence rises, your energy aligns with your purpose. Your life starts moving forward. Because you moved first. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I've been avoiding today? What is the small step I can take right now? That will begin to break this pattern. What would happen if I stopped negotiating with myself and just started? Procrastination is not a life sentence. It's a habit, a choice. And every habit can be changed. So start today, break it down, focus on one small action, repeat it. Compounding progress will follow. Overcome the inertia, silence the voice that says later. Take that step and feel the shift you didn't think was possible. The moment you act, clarity and momentum will follow. Have you ever felt it, that moment when everything finally clicks? When the scattered pieces of your life, your choices, your actions, your focus, your discipline, begin to converge? And maybe this is the moment life whispers, "You're ready." But are you willing to step forward? Everything you feared, everything you postponed, every doubt, every hesitation, it was guiding you here, to this exact point, to this alignment of purpose, clarity, and power. You've taken steps, small ones, powerful ones. You've faced the mirror of reality. You've claimed your focus. You've silenced delay. You've built momentum. You've mastered discipline. And now your actions, your clarity, your intentions, no longer scattered, no longer random, now intentional, aligned, unstoppable. Ask yourself what happens when every choice, every action, every thought is directed toward your true purpose. What happens when fear no longer dictates your rhythm? What happens when procrastination is replaced by momentum and distraction by focus? This is the power of final alignment, not luck, not timing. It is the result of courage, consistency, and mastery of self. And the beauty, once you reach this alignment, you can create anything, any dream, any goal, any reality you desire. Take a deep breath, feel the clarity, the momentum, the convergence of purpose. Commit to moving forward, not occasionally, not sporadically, but with unwavering intention. One final secret, most people miss: alignment is fragile. If your mind drifts, if emotions take control, if irritation or anger steals your energy. Which is why, if you want to preserve this clarity and stay fully aligned no matter what happens around you, I highly recommend watching this next video, How to Never Get Angry or Bothered by Anyone. It will teach you the mindset shifts and practical steps to protect your energy, stay centered, and remain unstoppable in every situation. Remember, this is your life. This is your alignment. This is your moment. Take it, own it, and then continue the journey, because the best version of yourself is waiting.